the shadows of our mortal lives, we, the ancient Norse, have long pondered the mysteries that lie beyond the veil of death. As the chill winds of the north blow across our rugged lands, the question of what awaits us after the final breath has never ceased to haunt our minds. What happens when we die? The gods, with their mighty presence, have given us guidance, but their ways are not easily understood, for their realms are as distant and complex as the stars themselves. Yet, in the quiet moments by the hearth, with the crackling of the fire as our only companion, we speak of death and the afterlife. For we believe that it is a journey every man and woman must take, whether they are a warrior or a farmer, a king or a servant. But what truly happens when we die? Is there a place where we go, or do we simply vanish into nothingness? I shall tell you of what I know, but know this: what lies beyond the world we know is shrouded in mystery, as vast and deep as the ocean that surrounds our land. The gods themselves, who shape the fates of all, are not entirely clear about this, for even they must face the unknown. In our belief, death is not an end, but a transition, an entrance into another realm, a new chapter in the eternal saga of our existence. The gods, those powerful beings that rule over the forces of nature and fate, have crafted the afterlife in several forms. How, you ask, can there be more than one place to go? Well, let me explain. For the afterlife in our belief is as varied as the lives we live. Let us begin with this most honored place, Valhalla, the Hall of the Slain. Here, the bravest of warriors, those who have fought with valor in battle and met their death with a sword in hand, are chosen by the Valkyries, the fierce maidens of Odin, to enter. Valhalla is a grand hall located in Asgard, the realm of the gods. It is a place where the honored dead dine with Odin himself, drinking and feasting, until the time comes when they must fight once more. For Valhalla is not a place of eternal rest, but one of preparation, where warriors ready themselves for the final battle that will come at Ragnarök, the end of the world. Do you think it is enough to die with honor and valor to reach such a place? Or is there more that must be done in life to earn such a great reward? Helheim, in contrast, is the realm for those who do not die in battle, but of illness, age, or misfortune. It is ruled by the goddess Hel, the daughter of Loki, and it is said to be a dark and dreary place, cold and gloomy, where the dead dwell in a shadowy existence. It is not a place of punishment, but of quiet repose. For those who do not fall in battle are not necessarily dishonored. They simply do not have the same fate as those chosen by the Valkyries. In this land, there is no great feast or battle to look forward to, only a quiet existence beneath the earth, separated from the world of the living. But what if this place is not as bleak as it seems? Could it not also represent a return to the earth, where we are connected once again with the soil, the rocks, and the roots of the trees, just as we once were in life? Perhaps the dead in Helheim are simply waiting for something they cannot yet understand. Folkvanger, the field of the slain, is another realm for the honored dead. This is the land of Freyja, the goddess of love, fertility, and battle. She too takes in the brave and worthy souls, though not as many as Odin. Freyja's hall is said to be a beautiful, serene place, a realm where peace reigns, yet warriors still find purpose and camaraderie. How interesting it is, do you not think, that the goddess of love and fertility should also claim the souls of warriors, those who are born to fight and die? Niflheim, the realm of ice, is sometimes confused with Helheim, but it is a place in its own right, a realm of cold, of mist, where souls might wander in an endless twilight. Some say this is where those who are neither good nor evil are sent, a place of neutrality. In this land, the soul remains bound to the cold and darkness, awaiting something, perhaps the judgment of the gods or the eventual warmth of life in another form. Is it not strange, then, to consider how some might end up in one of these places, while others wander lost in the dark, caught between the worlds? What determines where a soul is sent? Perhaps it is not merely the manner of death, but the very essence of a life well lived, the deeds done, the choices made, and the courage shown in the face of death. Perhaps one of the most profound aspects of our belief in the afterlife is the understanding that life and death are cycles, eternally intertwined. At the end of days, Ragnarök, the doom of the gods, the final battle that will destroy the current world and bring about a new one, there will be a great reckoning. The gods, led by Odin, will fight against the giants, led by Loki and his monstrous offspring. The fates of gods and mortals will intertwine, and many will die. But this is not the end. No, it is only the beginning. For after Ragnarök, the world will be reborn. New life will spring from the ashes, and the cycle will begin anew. Those who have perished will be honored, and their deeds will live on in the stories passed down through the ages. Do you not find it comforting to think that death, though it may seem final, is not truly so? That from the destruction and chaos will come a new world, a new order? But let us not forget the role of the gods themselves. The gods, with their immortal wisdom and power, have their own fates tied to death. Even Odin, the All-Father, is fated to die in Ragnarök, struck down by the wolf Fenrir. And yet, he does not shrink from his fate, but embraces it, knowing that death is not the end, but a passage. The same can be said of all the gods. They know death's inevitability, and yet they continue to act, to live, and to shape the world, for they understand that life and death are simply parts of the same story. Do we, as mortals, not also possess this knowledge deep within us, that death is but another step in our journey? If the gods themselves can face death with such grace, can we not too learn to embrace it, knowing that our actions, our courage, and our honor will carry us into the next world, where we shall continue to fight, to feast, and to live on in legend? What happens when we die? Perhaps we cannot know the full truth, for death is a mystery even to the gods. Yet we, the children of the North, have our own understanding, a view shaped by the gods and the winds that howl across our lands. Death is not the end, but the beginning of something new, a journey that continues, whether in the halls of Valhalla, the fields of Folkvanger, or the dark mists of Helheim. And so, as we prepare ourselves for the day when we, too, must cross over into the next world, let us remember that the gods walk with us on this path. The question, then, is not what happens after death, but how we live our lives, what we do in the time we have before we meet our fate. Are we worthy of a place in Valhalla, or will we wander the darkened paths of Helheim? Only our deeds will decide. But perhaps, dear friend, the true question is, what will you do with the time you have left? Will you embrace the challenge of life with courage, honor, and strength, knowing that, in the end, you too will be remembered?